Hey guys, welcome to Non-Dominant Hand Drawing for Wednesday, January 19th. Before I even start, I want to potentially apologize in advance just because my connection has been very flaky today. And so there is a possibility that my signal will drop and that my internet will drop off. And I don't really know if it's going to happen or not, but if it does, I want to let you know ahead of time that my connection's weird. So yesterday we drew you right here from the fruits book. And real quick, I want to just show you if I can find her in here. I have her marked off. There she is. There she is. She's like a boho goddess. So I finished her up yesterday after the live stream, and it's on my grid, but it's also right here. So just want to show you how she came out. Oh, sorry guys. Just want to show you how she came out. So there she is. And then, hey, Caleb's Monster Closet. Hey, Caleb, how you doing? I'm doing my non-dominant hand drawing almost daily while I have this going on. But I'm also going to start live streaming on YouTube and probably next week. So anyway, I drew, yesterday I drew you from the Fruits book, Tokyo Street Style. So this is a magazine, a Japanese magazine, and I got these really cool compilation books. They're by Faden, and I love them. So inspiring, and they tell you a little bit about the person and about their influence and what they're obsessed with and stuff, and I love that. So I drew her yesterday. I love her hair. So cute. My picture does not do her justice, but that's the one I drew yesterday, and today we're going to switch it up a little bit. Hey, Jane. Going to switch it up a little bit today because I did do a poll, and the verdict is to draw something new, and you know what? I am not mad about it because I will tell you, I'm hitting a wall right now with figure drawing. So I love drawing figures, but I did hit a wall last night. I was doing this sketch and I was testing out my new system for live streaming, and I had 2 cameras going. It was totally awesome, and I was really into it, and I was really enjoying pencil sketching. And then you guys, so I was doing this, you can see I'm having some real problems here. Okay. Anyway, okay, I don't want to sit here and badmouth my drawing. The funny thing is, I was doing this sketch and I was really, really enjoying it. I felt like it was going very well, except for our little foreshortened arms here, which are weird. But you guys, when I got to her face, and she is the cutest little thing, like cute as a button. Do not look at my picture. This is actually the improved version. So it was a mess. It was such a mess. And I can't use the video. I can't post. That was really just a test live stream that I did. And it wasn't live. It was just me recording and testing out my system and the software that I'm using. I'm using OBS Studio, which is open. I think it's Open Broadcaster software or something like that. Anyway, it's free and it's awesome. And a lot of people who live stream use it. So I'm just sort of getting the lay of the land and testing it out. And my drawing I just destroyed the face. And it was very sad, but it was actually really funny. There she is. So adorable. The face here is actually fixed. You guys, I did what I said I wouldn't do, and I pulled out my eraser. And while I was doing it, I'm like, I wasn't going to do this. I didn't want to do this, but here I am. And I pulled out the eraser, I erased it, and then I drew her face. So it's actually passably okay right now, but it's still not right. And I think what I'm going to do, off camera is just finish this drawing with my Pentel Tradio pen that we were talking about yesterday, which is a totally amazing pen. I love this pen. It's kind of somewhere between a fountain pen, a Papermate Flare, and what was the other one? and a micron. It's kind of like in between those three, and I really love it. So I think I might ink this later just on my own. And if I like how it came out, if I feel like okay about sharing it, I will. And it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to make a mess, and it's okay to make a disaster drawing. And usually I'm fine about showing it, but for some reason, when I did this yesterday, I was like, wow. Do you ever see the meme that's the picture of the old Italian painting and somebody went in and tried to fix it and they just did the craziest face on it? That's what my sketch reminded me of. I was just like, wow, that is just too good in a bad way. It's just horrible. So I think I'm going to go back and do that on my own. I also feel like I'm also really getting to know like drawing live like is different than drawing, because you get your cameras all over you, and me, I'm just sitting here talking the whole time. So it's different, it's like a different kind of vibe. It's a whole different thing. Your brain's kind of going to different places because I really do like to sit and draw in silence a lot. So, this is a little new to be talking all the time, which is fine. It's just something that I'm getting used to and I'm excited about because it's like a new facet, So today, all that to say, today I pulled out good old Better Homes and Gardens herb gardening. And sometimes, I love Google and I love Googling images, but sometimes it's nice to just pull out a book and have a picture, And that's what I'm doing today. So please join along with me and draw with me, or just watch and listen if you prefer. So I do have some cool news today that I've had a very full day so far, and it's like only just begun because it's only 1 p.m. But this morning I did get an appointment for an MRI for my hand. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. So my insurance, approval came through, and super excited. Finally, we'll have an MRI on my hand. We'll finally be able to find out what's going on. And I actually just got to remind myself to, Jane, thank you so much. I guess it's natural for me to just gab all the time, but I do like to sit in silence sometimes. So, I need to call the office back and schedule an appointment with the doctor so she can read my MRI results when they're done. And I'm also going to go tomorrow to, have, excuse me as I think for a second. Like I said, my brain, right? Too many things at once. Root canal consultation. So that's happening tomorrow too. So I'm drawing this basket of beautiful herbs and plants, and it's gorgeous, and it's kind of half off the page here and here, but I'm just going to fill in. And it's big enough that I can see it from a distance. I can see the detail. So, and it's in a book, and I really like to draw from books sometimes. So I'm going to do this. And okay, something else happened today. For the second time this past week, I did not get an Amazon package when they said that it was delivered. So I got a little frustrated because I'm like, it's one thing if it just doesn't get delivered and there's no other explanation. And then you can say, okay, well, whatever happened. And, whatever, they'll resend you another one. Right. But this time it said left at reception. So I'm thinking, because I have an apartment building across the street from me. So I'm just thinking they got some new delivery person who doesn't want to cross the street and deliver my package. So I started to fill out the form on Amazon for that one. I filled one out for the first one yesterday, and it's coming tomorrow, but replacement. But for this one, I was just like, I'm just going to walk around the neighborhood to the buildings because it says left at reception or front desk. And I don't have either. And usually what they do is they'll leave it at the front door and they take a picture, and there was no picture. So I'm thinking, okay, well, somebody just isn't really like following the protocol that the other people did. So I thought that it was probably next door. So I went next door and I went to their, where they get the delivery, the Amazon delivery stuff. And I didn't see it there. I actually went back there 20 minutes later and it was there. So, but I wasn't looking in there's like these big bins that they have, and I didn't go digging around in that because I didn't feel comfortable doing that. But it turns out that that's where they leave most of the stuff. So I found that out later, and I'll tell you what happened. So I walked down my street and I went to go check we have like it's like an old folks home, but it's like it's like a apartment building that, people independently live in, but it's like elderly. So I went there because I thought maybe they left it there because that's a building with a lot of apartments in it. And I saw a woman coming out, going to a bicycle, and she looked a little quizzically at me, and I was looking at where she came out of because I didn't know where the entrance was. So I said to her, can you tell me where the entrance is? And then I'd forget what she said. I think she was telling me where the front entrance was before she said, like, who are you or something. And then I said, are you a nurse? Because you guys, she looked kind of like what I remembered in my state of trauma when I fell 2 weeks ago. My nose was gushing blood. I had just fallen in the middle of the street. And this really nice Good Samaritan person came out and helped me. And she said, I'm a retired nurse. Keep your head up, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And she was one of those amazing neighbors of mine that came out and helped me when I was, in my time of need when I fell. And just want to mention, if this is your first time on a live stream with me, or if you don't know the story, you can go to, there's some green text in my grid, in my Instagram grid, and you can just go to the one with several pictures and read the story on the first page, and on the second page it shows what my face looked like. So if that's fascinating to you, you can go look at my black eyes and my my nose that was swollen and everything. But anyway, so it turned out that I got to meet the nurse, and we got to have a nice chat, and I was just so happy to meet her and to say thank you, because I didn't really know if I would I guess I'm surprised that I recognized her, because winter, we're all wearing like a million layers, but I think it was like something about her voice too that just like, I was like, is that the nurse that helped me, And it was. And so I was really happy I was really, really happy. So I explained about the mail, and she was really helpful. And then after we had a convo and after I left, I went back to the first apartment and looked, because she was the one that told me that there's like these big bins that Amazon packages get left in apartment buildings. They're like big cloth plastic bins. And it turns out that I went across the street again and looked in that bin, and 2 of my packages were right there. So, yep. So I did find them, and that was actually, good to know, right? Because now I'm like, well, geez, good thing I check. Good thing I keep an eye on my packages, because I actually had ordered something else, some eye drops that I forgot that I didn't actually see that they had been delivered, and those were delivered there. So I don't know, but I'm just gonna have to keep my eye out, and hopefully they will start taking pictures and delivering to the right place. I was thinking about putting a sign up in their lobby like, hello, Amazon delivery person, please deliver my packages across the street. Thank you very much. But I haven't done that yet. I'll wait until I get more wrongly delivered packages before I pull that trick out. But you know, it could happen for sure. So that was pretty awesome to meet my nurse or meet my neighborhood nurse, not my ER nurse. And then tomorrow I also have my root canal consult. So I know it sounds weird to say I'm excited. I'm just excited to get like things moving because I want to get back to being 100%. And I'm really excited about, you know, my plan. I'm really excited about the live streams and I'm really excited about doing that. Continuing to do regular programming on my YouTube channel. Super, super excited. I want to actually create a weekly schedule, which I have never done before. That is something that I just have never really been able to commit to for myself, and I want to do it. I want to commit to that. So I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about the path that my content is taking with, you know, creative exploration and art inspiration and art supplies and all that stuff. Like that's something that I've done, you know, on my YouTube channel pretty regularly, but I mean, as regularly as I have posted content there, which is not always super consistent. But in addition to the other content that I've been posting there over the years, you know, that is a part of my content already. But jumping further and deeper into that, I'm super excited to do that. So I'm just looking and seeing who's here and hey guys. So every now and then I pop my head up to see if there's any comments. I don't have a separate device down here at eye level because when I've tried to do that, it just says that I'm not able to. It like says your connection's bad, try later. So another thing on my to-do list, and this is all super, you guys, this is like boring, like housekeeping. Some stuff is just not even connected, but to anything that you're probably interested in hearing about. But what I really need to do is I need to call my internet company and really have a real sit down because I need to make sure that I have a decent connection if I'm going to be going live, you know? So I need to find out what I need to do in order to do that. I honestly, what I think I need to do is just, I think they need to upgrade all of our equipment. Because the thing is, I can't stand our company, but we use them because it's one of those, you know, things where do you really want to go through getting another company? And do you really want to change all those settings? No, I do not. So kind of laziness, I guess. But they, you know, when they have like new equipment and stuff, the last thing they're going to do is like contact you and say, hey, we have like upgrades, you know, like they don't do it until you're like, I'm going to leave you unless you fix this for me. That's like how it works, unfortunately. So, yeah, so that's the deal. So I have to contact them. And at this point, I mean, I might do it today, but Matt and me are actually, Matt's my husband, we're actually going to go to the movies later, which is shocking because honestly, with the new variant and falling on my face, and my accident, I really have not left the house very much at all. So, yeah, so I'm excited. We're going to go see the new-ish horror movie Candyman. It's like a remake of a movie from the 80s. And on our way home from holiday trip this year, we had a really delayed flight coming home. And so we ended up taking off to come back home on the plane at like 3:30 in the morning. And I slept through the flight, thank goodness, but it was a rough flight. I mean, it was rough because we were in Salt Lake City Airport for probably 7 hours. And then our flight took off at like 4 in the morning, 3:30 or 4. And then, and I couldn't even get the movie that I wanted to watch. Like the movies weren't working. Of course, JetBlue they have really great selections, but for some reason it just was not working. So I ended up just kind of going to sleep, which was good. But Matt watched this remake of Candyman, and he wants to see it in our local. We have a local theater that plays. Oh gosh, what do they call it? It's one of those. It's like an art house theater, but it's like really independent, and they have like unique programming all the time. So, this is one of the movies that they're playing. Maybe this week or something, but. Yeah, they have like one screen, so it's not like, there's independent theaters and then there's like really independent theaters. So this is like an old theater with one big screen and two, a balcony. It's nice. It's called the Brattle Theater. Anyway, I think it's one of the oldest in the nation, but it's a really cool theater. We love it. And, we go there a lot. So usually like in regular times, we did start going back last year, but then Omicron came and bit everybody in the butt. So then we stopped pretty much going. But yeah, we're going to go today and I'm excited and looking forward to that. So that'll be fun. And then tomorrow I have just pretty much appointments all day, and I really can't wait to find out what's going on with my hand. And I can't wait to just get back to my regular productivity level, I should say, because things have kind of changed. Like my goals for this year are sort of similar overall as they were before I had my fall. But now I'm starting to live stream. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start to live stream on YouTube, and I'm super excited about it. There will probably be like no one there. I say that like, half joking, half not. But, I'm hoping to build an audience or a community, I should say. Not so much an audience, but I'm hoping to grow, with consistency over there, because, I do have a community over there already, but it's, it's not big, but, I have not been, actually, I've been pretty consistent over the past few months, but, other than that, I'm like consistent and then I drop off and then I'm consistent again. But it's really, I really want to make it a big focus for me. So that's good. So here we go. Here's some plants. And let's look at the time. 1:25. Jane, you rock. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just going to actually just do some little doodly things around this because why not? It's my drawing and I can do it if I want. It doesn't have to be from life. It's funny. I haven't, not from life, from a photo. I haven't drawn this much from reference material, like so specifically, in so long, since I have with my right hand, with my non-dominant. So it's kind of fascinating. And I think what I want to try, I was discussing this over on Facebook with Jean, who is Jeannie Machini here. and here on Insta, but we were talking over on Facebook and talking about, non-dominant hand drawing in your brain and stuff. And I'm really curious what my drawing is going to look like if I drew the same photo from the same photo, one drawing with my left and one with my right. And I am totally going to try that when I am back in business again with this hand, because I think that would be a really interesting thing to see what happens. And it's so funny because if you had asked me 3 weeks ago, I'd be like, what? Right hand? What? No. But you know what? I'm game. I'm game to do it. I'm game to make a mess. I'm game to make a disaster, because I show up every day with this doing. Sometimes it's a disaster. Sometimes it's not. I kind of like this. I think this is coming out pretty cool. I'm going to show you the reference here. There we go. So there we go. Let's see. There we go. So we have this. Kathy, what do you think about doing a guest WebEx for my illustration class? Oh my gosh. Whoa. Jackie, definitely PM me or DM me or private message me, direct message me. Yes. Let's definitely talk. I would love it. I would love it. Thank you so much. I'm really appreciative that you care, that you're like what I'm doing here. Yeah, so here's the photo. Again, this book. Oh, you guys, I want to tell you, I'm getting my act together. Yes, believe it or not, this is happening. I updated my links in the bio, and one of them says live stream resources, and it directly links to my idea. What is it? I think they call it an idea list there on an Amazon store. I have an Amazon store, and it's an idea list, but it's like, you can go and shop, and there are affiliate links and stuff, and it's all stuff that I love and have used on these live streams. And I'm going to go and see if I do continue. Maybe I won't do that today for this book, but I really like this book. I don't know that it's available, but the cool thing, and this is just something that I really want to share, is if you are the type who likes books, and if you like books for reference material, I do. So what I like to do, see, this has a fair amount of photos in it. And you can use these all for reference. And then what I like to do is I like to, find a kind of foliage or whatever I'm looking at, whatever book. And then you Google it, and then you have the book, and then you have and then if you have a book like this that has, different names and, all the different information about the plant or whatever you're looking at, you have all those other keywords that you can look up. So you can kind of dig around and find different photos that you might not have gotten if you had just simply Googled dill or lavender, but here there's all the information about them. So then that gives you added details about the plant and more help for your Googling, so you can get more details, get better, get better resources. Anyway, as I was saying, I do have a Amazon shop that I'm putting everything I'm using on the live streams, from my pen to my pad that I've been using to my reference books. So I will see if this book is available. Oh, and the tip that I just totally dropped off on what I was talking about. The tip is that if you like to use photo reference, if you like to use books for photo reference, books like this, like I do, like a reference book that talks about, it's not just pictures, because you always want to work from several pictures so you can see, different parts of something that you're not seeing in that one picture, but also just because it's safer in terms of, you don't want to copy a photo, because you don't want to do that because that's somebody else's work. So we don't want to do that. We want to do a composite of a bunch of things. So you can't specifically point out, oh, you did that from that book. Like, don't do that. And that's not fair to anybody. And and if you ever want to use that for commercial use, you can't do that legally or ethically. So we don't want to do that. But it's okay to do composite and have a lot of different pictures. So this is very helpful for that. It gives you lots of different words. And if you look them up, like Amazon has a whole bunch of like book resellers, and you can get, if you play your cards, right, you can get books for really cheap. So great books, nothing wrong with them. They're just used and they're, taking up space somewhere for somebody. So I get a lot of my reference books from Amazon resellers. You could also look on eBay, but I usually go on Amazon, and if you dig around, you can find some good stuff. I got like a lot of those little Taschen icon books for extremely cheap, years ago. But anyway, you can still do it. And also, if you do have any used bookstores around you where you live, that's really good too. I actually had a really great used bookstore near me, and they closed during COVID, and I just felt so bad about it because I loved that store. And they always had like a lot of really good visual photo reference, like plants. They had different sections and they were geared towards like my interest, like they had lots of nature, animals, stuff like that. Anyway, that's a hot tip. Oh, and link in my bio if you want to see anything, study anything that I use in the live streams. You can go to the live stream resources list right there. So I guess that's it for today. It's 1:32 and I'm not going to be live streaming tomorrow because I have appointments. I'm going to have my hand looked at, MRI'd rather. I'm going to have an MRI on my hand so we can find out what's going on here. And I'm going to have a dental appointment to find out if I need a root canal, which I think I do. So, so no live stream tomorrow, and then I will be back on Friday, and hopefully you will be back too, so we can draw together again. So this is what we drew today, and maybe I'll ink this in with some Tombow markers. That might be fun, and then I can show you next time. All right, so have a great rest of your Wednesday. Have a great Thursday, and I will be back on Friday. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.